Alright, in this video I'll show you guys how to basically structure content on a website. This makes it extremely easy for you to kind of drag and drop and organize elements. I use it for my clients all the time and they love it. Alright, so when we are editing a page, you'll notice that there's a button up here that says Visual Composer. Okay. What I would encourage you to do is if you add a new page, or even if you're editing one and this isn't enabled by default, just go ahead and click it. Okay, this makes things a lot easier for us. And to start out, what we want to do is add a row. Alright, it works by adding rows, and then we can add columns within those rows. I'll show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and add a row. Alright, and within here we can add different content if we need to. Alright, now if we want to break that row up, we can certainly do that. We can have 2 columns, we can space those differently, maybe 3 columns, 4 columns, etc. And these are the column layouts that we have to live with. So we don't have a ton of flexibility as far as making them the size of what we want, but I would say this is a fair amount of flexibility on its own. Let's stick with 2 columns for now. Say for instance on the left hand column I want to add an element. Okay, I'll do that, and it gives me a ton of different options here. Okay. Now some of these I built for my clients, and these are the ones that have these icons here. And I just threw them in there so it would be a little bit easier for you. Okay. Alright, but let's take a look at some of these. So if we wanted to, we could add another row within a column. Okay, now this isn't super Inception, like you can't add multiple columns. You can only add one row within another row. Alright. Text block, something we'll work with a lot. Alright, you can mess with some of these just to see what they like, but maybe you want to throw some social sharing options. You can do that within here. This is some collapsible content, tabs and accordion. I'm going to show you some examples of how we use that. For instance, if you want to add a video, maybe a YouTube video, you can do that here. Okay. If you know HTML, you can certainly do that here as well. Maybe a layer slider. You can add. So, for instance, on the home page, there's a layer slider there. You can add and create new layer sliders. Not that I expect you to do that, but I'm giving you the choice. Gravity Forms is basically the plugin that I use to handle Gravity Forms is one you can use. I'll let you go through all of these, and you can also look at examples of other pages that I've used them as well, etc. Let's kind of mess around with a couple here. Let's just try a text block. Okay. Alright. Now in the previous videos, you notice that we had the WYSIWYG editor. Here it is again. Okay. We can add a text block here if we wanted to. Maybe for instance we wanted to add a YouTube video. We could do that. Let's say we want to grab a YouTube video here really quick. Let's say this Despicable Me trailer. Throw that in there. We can add that. Maybe we want to add another row because we want to keep things separate. Maybe we just want to make this just one giant row. We can do that. Let's say let's do some stunning text here. So there's a lot of different options. Let's make the caption the same just to be brief. Google.com. Let's save that. Okay, so just a basic, just an example. Let's update it. And I already have a tab open for that page. I'm going to refresh this. Okay, and boom. We have the name of our page, a text block, and you can kind of structure and move things around as you wish. Now let's go take a look at an existing page that we already have. So, and I'll also show you how to edit another page straight from the front end too here. Let's say we want to edit our about page. Okay. Let's say we wanted to edit this. Alright. So you can see how I have this structured a little bit. I have a column title for some of the areas here. So I'm going to go view page just to kind of show you at the same time. So here's a dual column. See those here. This is the title of that one section. Some bullet points, okay, where you can have some custom bullet points there. This is a Flickr gallery slider. Okay. Which you can add here, and then some more content over here as well. So you can kind of look at some of the examples that I have and how you can structure them. Really easy. What's nice about this stuff is that you can drag and drop these things anywhere you want. Okay, you can change the row columns if you need to. Add another. I'm not going to do that, but you know, it's real nice to use some of these things. Now, here are some of the things that I want you to pay attention to when it comes to using these elements. Okay, you'll notice that each row, this is a row, has its own pencil, and you can duplicate it if you want. Okay, but if I wanted to edit a row, okay, or add some extra information to it, I could. Now, a lot of them you're going to see is just an extra class name. I don't want you to worry about what a class is. It just helps format the website and make things look certain ways. But some of these have a real purpose to them. Okay, so let's say, for instance, that we wanted to add an accordion. Okay, an accordion is kind of complex because you can add different sections, and within the accordion you can add other types of content too, which is nice, and then it'll expand and collapse, etc. Now, if I wanted to edit the title of this, because I don't want it to be titled Section 1, Section 2, okay, I'll click the pencil for that. And as you can tell, that wasn't the right one to click. But actually, within this accordion, so let's say for Section 1 here, I want to change the title of that. It's not this pencil that I need to click, it's this one. Okay? And then you would rename it right there. So, first accordion. Let's say, for instance, I save that. Now let's just add some random content in here. Etc. Let's go update it. And we'll go see what this page looks like now. Okay, so this is our accordion. You can see that our first accordion, that's where you name it, etc. So you'll have to mess around with the pencils a little bit. It's impossible for me to show you every single one, but in order to rename some of those, there are some more options hidden within those pencils in the back end here. Okay. This is where you're going to spend a lot of time formatting content. Okay, so if you need to, create a new page, don't publish it. Well, actually, you could publish it if you wanted to. Just don't put it in the navigation menu just yet, which I haven't shown you. But here's that dummy page that we created. And you can just kind of add elements and see what they do. Update it, and just get comfortable with it. But just please be sure to go back to all pages, or delete it from this page, or delete it here. So let's trash it. I'm going to delete it. And then, just like our Windows computer or Mac or whatever you use, you have probably like a recycle bin. It works the same way here. I'm going to go to our trash, and I'm going to empty out the trash here. Okay. There's a lot more things that you can do with Visual Composer. Again, I'd encourage you to look at the examples that I've already created with the website. If you have any questions about it, again, I encourage you to ask me about it. One more thing to add about Visual Composer is just how to handle pictures, which is, again, is easier way to do that. So I just create another page really quick. I'm going to click Visual Composer, add a new row, and let's say I wanted 3 columns, and maybe I wanted to add a picture over here. Let's just add some other content over here, just for kicks, maybe accordion. I'm moving lightning fast here. Accordion, it's empty, and I want to add a picture. Now, to add a picture, I would recommend putting them in a text block by themselves. So let's pick a text block. I'm going to erase all this text that comes with it, and we get that Add Media button that we usually expect. Okay, and I'm going to go back and add the picture of the dog again. Insert into the page, and you notice that it's a fairly big picture. Okay, now this picture is going to resize to the width of this column, and I'll show you what I mean. But in the back in here, you can see it's all cut off. And I want you to not be worried about that. This is just the back end of the website, and things will adjust on the front end. And I'll show you how. So like if we publish this, and I say view page, you'll notice that the width of that picture adjusted to the width of this column. Okay, so you can adjust the size of pictures just based on the width of the column. So what you can do is you can take that picture and just start out big, and then just throw it in a column, and then it'll resize on its own. So just an example, say for instance I wanted to take this element and drag it to its own row. Now this picture will be on its own row now and gigantic. So let's update it. And there you go. So again, pictures are resized to the column that it's in. If you need it to be a different size, then you got to work with the column sizes within Visual Composer.